Um, Hi, Fizia. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Oksana.
So, we're going to talk about the Lions Gate today. And also, we were talking with Fizia about Antarctica. Remember how in the past videos I saw the ice melting and look at how many floods? One of my clients sent me the videos of flooding in China. It's crazy. It's like pieces of furniture, garbage cans, everything floating in water. And they're gonna discover everything because the thing is the dry land is gonna be getting covered with water, and the land without water is like basically vice versa, right? The deserts are gonna have water and vice versa. And when Ephesians started talking about Antarctica, she got frozen. I couldn't understand. It's like the voice was, distorted. So as I see, they have this, it's like locators, like vibrational locators. When you get to certain vibration, you feel good, let's say. That's why I always say don't get to the very extreme happiness or very extreme sadness, because that's like something starts happening in those. In between is fine, but then you're located and they need to ding ding ding. They would send you matrix people, matrix agents outside. Your neighbors would start attacking you. Random people outside at the store would be mean to you when you're like super happy.
Yeah, it's always
Notice that?
they want to keep this low
Within the
frequency.
limits, within the box inside. Yeah.
Yeah. We go this is why I mean the end are going to do an experiment at the end of our session to everybody who's watching us. We're going to raise the frequencies, okay, using my pendulum. So
Mhm.
keep connected because it works. Just what you guys you have to do is just take a long deep breathing and focus because we need high frequencies. I every people that is in contact with me, I help them to raise the frequencies because more low is your frequency, more you attract people that they have a problems, they are toxic, they're arguing with you. Even when you go to the shop, you find somebody that is make your life, you are in the queue and people complaining, or the bureaucratic stuff, when you have to fill documents, everything, something's going wrong, delays. And this is, like I said, is part of the matrix to make us frustrated. And frustration is part of the anger, the explosion, and many people is losing their heads later
Yeah,
on. Just
that's true.
don't.
It's true.
This is
Mhm.
why, guys, if you have guns in the house, make sure that you put in a very safest place because it's a second like that. Yeah, I don't know in Europe, but that people is becoming. I realize that they becoming super angry. Okay, it's like an average. It's like, oh, not everybody's like that. Of course, not everybody, but there's a
Yeah.
percentage is growing, and you have to look the people, the way they talk with you, the sound of the voice, the tones,
Oh, you get it right away. You just feel it right away, don't you? Like the first
Oh
second.
yeah, just don't waste even your energy. Don't respond that sorry, I'm on hurry, I have to do things, or I'm not interested, but shut quickly. It's like you shut a door because these people, unfortunately, because they have a very, unfortunately, the consciousness is like sealed. Okay, it's not like they're not
Yeah,
allowed
they're
to
breaking down,
emerge.
don't they? They're breaking
Hopefully,
down in a way.
but in the meantime, what they do is to basically disrupt our energetic field, which we have to protect this.
You know what's interesting? You mentioned that. So yesterday was celebrating my youngest birthday, right? And I was in this huge mall, and there was this guy walking, Ephesia. It's like, when you walk and you don't pay attention to people, because I know I don't want to do eye contact, because that's when they suck your
Hmm.
energy, or like you feel sometimes uncomfortable or you feel bad. Some people's energy is so bad, like they look into your soul through your eyes, and you're like, and this guy kept staring at me, like pretty tall, kind of like robotic type face, and eyes look black. Just he's not even like, I just looked, closed my eyes. He's just all black. It's like, robot. And he actually got me to look at him because as he was walking, he kept staring at you know how you automatically, if somebody stares at your back, you just turn around to look. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's like he pierced me with some metallic feeling inside. I can't even tell you. And for a second I felt sick to my in my throat, like nausea, you know? And then I like bounced it back. Like I I closed my eyes for a second, just made myself a mirror and just bounced the energy back. And the energy looked like lightning, because he's all electric. He looks
Yeah, is
biological, but he's electric. He should, what came to me right away? That he is walking around. There's a bunch of people, of course, everywhere like that. They're identifying the biological objects like me, and their program is only one, to target them, to do something, to
mm,
disrupt the biological flow of energy, whatever that is.
yeah. In fact, they are sent to. I was looking at the cards. You know that this is the old deck, by the way. I have for the 23 years, so it's a bit
Yeah,
a
that's
bit
beautiful.
sort
You
of,
really
yeah.
connected your soul to it.
Yes, this is the world. This is the devil. Okay, that's the
Mhm.
entity sent to basically these people. Obviously, they're not aware that they're doing this because these people can be anything that they microchip them through drugs, through alcohol, or through like mental health issues. In order that they have, like when you move the microchip, when you obviously move the frequencies, they
Mhm.
act. Okay, now
Yeah.
you have to do. And then you can to mention about the microchips, the people that frozen, like somebody on the top.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
frozen. They talking and they frozen. Like the president that sometimes is like is staring at you. And yes, it's old. Yes, there is dementia, probably sign is, but sometimes it's so weird, so weird.
No, no, they
As you
have the
can see.
microchips. Actually, so
Yeah.
we did session with her. And she said that she remembers from SSP that they had this program with the microchips that they put into human, and the human is totally controlled, but the microchip has to be replaced, and sometimes they don't replace it on time or something malfunctions, and that's when they fall over. I don't want to say the names, who falls all the time, and they something happens, they freeze, just like
Mm-hmm.
recent pictures of the litters. Yeah, that's what happens. Just a
Because
proof.
it's the frequencies. Even some people, when they blank out, they are talking and then they can't find a word. Is a moment when the frequencies are disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, because guys, we live with all these devices around us. Of course, we are electronic. I mean, in a way, they try the microchips is not necessarily that they put physically, yeah,
Yeah.
but through internet, through the telephone is constantly you're here, or tablets, PlayStations. We have the uh, you know, the 5G, sorry, in
Yeah.
everywhere, and it's so powerful.
Oh, there's
It
so
is
many of them,
these
even at the
waves.
soccer fields and everything. My son was playing soccer. I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, there's like a huge thing of that antennas attached to this pole right by the field. And sorry, I interrupted you, but then I remembered that I was rollerblading after rain yesterday, and my phone, I usually listen to something like a music,
Mm-hmm.
and my phone wouldn't play anything, like internet was off. And I'm thinking it's because it still feels like tropical rain after the
Mm-hmm.
moisture is in the air. And my soul always like two words or one word: soul salvation, water. That's why people, you want, don't you want to like go like to swim in water? Don't you wanna submerge yourself in the bathtub in
Drink
water,
water.
drink water? Because devices don't function. Their 5G high tech doesn't work after rain for some reason, or if it's
Mm-hmm.
drizzling a little bit. My phone just no internet connection, you know. Otherwise, it would. So we can't stay dry. We need to be surrounded by water, and it's
Mm-hmm.
coming. The ice is
Also,
melting. This.
also check when there is not many trees around. There are a lot of buildings, lot of house, lot of cement. This is where they work more. This
Hmm.
5G because the wood, the trees, they isolate
Isolate.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wave. This is why they are doing deforestation, which is disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, everybody already knows what's happening about all this
Mm.
stuff, but um, I'm just kind of looking at this. I just see this strange, like two bubbles connected. One is oval stretched out, another one connected to it, like a snowman when you build, but it's dark black. And it
Mm-hmm.
has a light around both of them. And I'm walking at the level, at one of the levels. It shows me third from Earth. I basically see 12 every time I close my eyes. It's clear there's 12 levels, and different people go to different level because they have everything structured. There's a level of that heaven, of that inferno. Sorry, just too funny because everything looks like a
Mm-hmm.
theater and like a play. Um, and yeah, there's beings. There's different tunnel systems that they go in and out, and I feel like they're taking a lot of stuff from inside our planet, and it's something natural stuff. There's something blue liquid, there's something red looking fluid, there's transparent like water, and they move back and forth because when I touch them, it's grace. And then from grace, I'm at some sort of lab. Everything looks transparent glass and metallic type mechanical, like a conveyor belt. They're making stuff. I want to say they're making parts of mantis, different insectoids, small grays. Like they're biologically building them through the DNA building computer system, like 3D printers, something like this. But they don't do it. It doesn't like grow from a fetus. It grows different parts that they kind of glue together. It's just a different type of lab. I haven't seen this one before. I usually see like they grow from a little seed into a big body. But
Oksana, check
yeah.
the connection with this lab in Costa Rica because apparently they find out there is a massive lab that they grow all these mosquitoes, all these insects, and apparently they are there's a big scandal. They feed uh, these insects, which I don't understand why, and they spread in the world. That was quite disturbing when I find out this. I got a video. I have to check when I saw this video, but it's true. What you say makes sense to me. Have a look.
There's a yellow 5 lab. I don't know if it's it's like they're marked by colors, which is really crazy.
Hmm.
Yellow 5, I'm on the slab. I see it is, yes, it's on the ground. Um, it's like suffocating in here. It's not enough air. These people don't, they have sun imitating lamps. They're just long, they go all the way. It's like a one lamp that never ends. There's three of them runs through the tunnels. And when I go in, I feel like on top it's metallized very thick. And I feel like it would withstand even like a nuclear bomb attack. Even if the island on top is destroyed, the underneath will not be destroyed. And what I get from these people when they pass by, they're in white lab coats. They say forced. We are forced. There are, when I ask the age, 23-27, young, bright people, potential. I feel potential. And I feel they just disappear from face of earth, or they go to they tell their relatives they go to some country, they got a great proposal for good money, and they are just gone. Or they can call their families, but they cannot talk where they are, what they're doing. The problem is when they let them go back, they microchip them, but Ephesia, it's in the finger here, in the soft part. It's like a
Okay.
staple machine. It just go tick, and your fingers like
Yeah.
got a microchip. Just wild. And that's the only. So they're given an ultimatum. If you don't do that, you cannot go back to your family. But the problem is, they can take them back anytime they want, because all of a sudden they're just like a dog on a leash.
Exactly. So they are basically they are aware of this microchip
Yeah.
in
Then
in
they
the
know
day.
they can get out. It's like when you go to a country and somebody takes your passport away and makes you his slave. It's like you cannot do anything, you know?
Okay. And what is the purpose of this microchip? What do they have? What is their duty basically after they have this microchip?
First of all, it's a spy system. It spies
Mm-hmm.
on what they talk about because they're not supposed to talk about this program. Plus, it reads their mind. That's what I mind read. I get two words: mind reading systems through the passageway of blood vessels. See the fluid in the blood as a fluid. It's a conductor for these devices to read the brain, the thoughts. It's like little rivers. They go to the main river, but in a weird way, they go from down to up, the opposite way.
Okay.
Mm.
I got
There's
a message.
there's Ephesia, there's so many ways to do something to people.
Mm-hmm.
This is just one of 50 ways. I get number 50, and there's lots and lots and lots. So they're losing control. I feel clearly because I am at some sort of secret meeting. There's a marble table in the middle. It's oval. It's like round, but it's stretched out a bit. The marble is black. It's an upside down tree. It's like a burnt out black tree. Symbology on it. Just a tree that is burnt out. Okay, black. It's embedded into in the middle of the table, like a tree of life, but it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of entities sitting on it. There's this red mitra They really stand out because most of them are mitras. You know, the reptilians with red skin, red brick skin. They're very aggressive. They're really dissatisfied because there's too many bright souls coming in, and they're trying to get rid of souls and human bodies because there's too much force going against their programming. They say even when people are half awakened, their consciousness still has the potential of growing, and they're not those stupid people anymore whom can be programmed easily, because they start questioning and they want to put us in a sleep state again, when you know life is a dream but you don't know how to escape from the dream. But a lot of people don't want to be sheep anymore. I see the head of the sheep. um, yeah, and we're just like, we're running, they're running. I see a human being with a soul inside, like an asset. I think it's a metaphor from my soul subconscious gives me. We're running fast in big number, and they're trying to run next to us to keep up with the duality program, which always has to be minus and plus, negative and positive. If one of them is broken completely, see, they need to keep amount of positive too, of goodness in this world, because if they don't, the world will all become negative and the program will be broken. So they have to reprogram. They have to change
And
everything. The
I mean,
souls.
if they collapse all the system, they don't make, it's not any advantage for them as well. You know,
Mhm,
they try to keep this, you know, balance in
yeah,
a way. So I perceive that there is an underworld war, all with these old beings, all these reptilians, all this kind of races, insectoids, because there is a lot of movement. I see a lot of panic, and there is a lot of movement. The underworld, the underground, because even the global warming is making an impact even to them. I mean,
exactly.
despite
Yeah, you
despite their
just
power, they think.
you just said exactly. When, like, I was rollerblading and I go into this some sort of meditation, and all of a sudden I looked at the moon. It was full, and then I connected to it, and I saw a lot of labs and rooms on the moon that were occupied by one type of beings. These beings were being pushed out. But the problem is, they're not empty. The other beings move in. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's everything
Mm-hmm.
is being replaced, much like parts of the world are going to be replaced. Some of them are going to become non-inhabited, and unfortunately, I see that in my country. Some parts of Ukraine are not going to be people anymore there. And that's their goal. The same thing with other planets. They're doing it. They're pushing beings out, and they have to keep space, territory for something else coming. It didn't come yet, but it needs to be empty. You know, like empty boxes to fill up with apples metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to
Yeah,
keep them empty for now.
after every global disaster with the nature, yeah, the DNA of a human change, even with the animals, they change with the insects. So in these big labs, they changing, obviously, they are working against the time to change the DNA that allows the being, which will be human or animal or whatever, other beings, to adapt in this new climate, in this new,
Yeah,
broken world or
yeah, and
new
some
world.
species of animals, because of that,
Mhm.
are going to be gone because their bodies cannot be a perfect container for the soul anymore in this particular level of game, game or rules of the game or conditions for the body. Conditions for the body have to be kept certain way. That's why a lot of people would feel more and more like going to only vegetarian because they would start understanding that look at your body. It's not a it originally it's not made for eating meat and stuff like that. And plus, they would feel sick from it. But that's why they're trying to replace it with a fake meat.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's tasty, it's addictive, because when you make something fake, you can also infuse a nice taste that would be addictive to
Yeah, like
humans.
vapes, like the vape that replaces cigarettes.
Yeah.
That the many people they hang up because it's the flavor that hangs up, and the rest is doesn't matter. The nicotine is another, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
trick.
It's the same thing that opens up. I see like a human opening up in the middle when they vape, and the beings get hooked in with the little threads to the beings, and that they start controlling the heart. So they pull the strings, and the heart, they can make that person against some people who really wish him well or her well, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's like all of a sudden you see the world through the vapor, the cloud of that smoke, and it's distorted. And it
Yeah,
takes a very
because
strong person to understand what's happening.
is it our? Do you think, Oksana, is it in our DNA to be addicted to anything? Because
Totally.
why? This is one way we are under hypnosis, because we are naturally we're going under hypnosis a couple times a day or three, and you tends to even to, when you says, oh, you're driving but you don't even know where you're going, because you already knows that what is the road, and you realize that you're at home without.
Hmm.
So people they smoke, they have always a routine. Oh, now I have in 5 minutes my break, or I have a cigarette, then I check my messages. They need always to create like a hypnotical route, okay, for them to, let's say, to release something, okay,
Hmm.
to release, like they feel comfortable. It's like a promise that something nice is happening to me. So the cigarette, oh, the appointment with the cigarette, the appointment with the chocolate, the appointment with the run, because people they are addicted even to the fitness, which is good. I wish to have this addiction a little bit more, yeah, or
Hmm.
healthy foods. We can be addicted to anything because it gives us comfort. It gives us other for some reason makes
Yeah.
us happy, and they're very clever to give us stuff. Now everything what we eating in the last let's say 30 years, 40 years is absolutely poisoning us, because if you see pictures of the people in the 70s, completely different for the people from now, because they was much slimmer, healthy, long. Even the men, they have this beautiful thick long hair, uh, but to show that they are very strong. There was not a lot bald people, and
Yeah. They're
now is,
changing the DNA through food, aphasia.
of course,
They're changing that. It's the main goal. Let's change the foxes in the cage from white color to golden. But so the foxes don't notice the change, we have to do it slowly, step by step. And let's reduce the number of foxes to this certain amount so we can put chips on them and control them better. Make them perfect slaves. Nobody will oppose anything. Nobody will have the right to sign a waiver. I just, yeah.
it's like I felt, like every human, is like he has in a chain, in the throat, and this chain is becoming every day tighter and tighter, because uh, they are working in every, let's say, sector of your life is not working anymore. Now the economy, you can't afford to do your holidays, you can't afford to buy certain things, The one part you see advertisement for healthy food, and the other part you see that you don't have money and you have to buy cheap stuff, which is obviously that is not sugar, it's salty. I mean,
Fizia, sorry, I interrupt you.
mhm,
I know what I did last night. I guess my energy body came out. I just saw it because when you were talking, I had like an extreme pain on the right side, like here.
mhm.
And then I'm asking like, what is this? Let's go on this thread. And on this thread, I went to my dream, and there was a lab in the astral, seventh layer of the 12. And there's like a lot of laboratories. There's a lot of like mantis. They're working on, they take the energy bodies, they extract them from humans when they're asleep, and they open up basically, I mean, they have a laser thumb. I know what laser thumb, and they open your head. Do you hear that noise?
It's a cricket or something. Very funny.
Because I see this stupid face of
Yes,
that
the insects.
mantis looking at me. Oh my gosh, what? I mean, that's nice, but I'm at that lab describing, and they put like with the laser thumb an incision here on the right side of the brain, and they put some insert. It's uh, like yellow, golden yellow transparent stick. Okay, it has some stuff on both sides. Ding, 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 ding. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh, what the stop the sound, come on.
That
Stupid,
is the
I'll freeze
connected with
it.
the mantis because it's an insect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come una cavalletta verde.
Yeah, like
Uh,
cricket, something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, cricket, yeah. And grasshopper, green. And that's like, and then I basically I was trying to save these people. Okay, I put this mission on myself, on my soul. This is my soul's, nice thing to save. Um, and that's why I told them, come on, do you understand what they're doing? Wake up. And when I say wake up, I put some sort of it's like an electric current, but in a good way, energy, vibrational frequency, and I shoot at them, and they wake up. And like, what's going on? Why is my head? And that they started moving in this tunnel here, and there is a drop off at the tunnel, which is like a portal back to their bodies. Everything looks so funky up there. It's hard to explain how it happens, but believe it, it's just like energy. Energy flows in a certain way, like a river, and there's rivers of energy, and certain river connects to certain body. That's how it looks. And that uh, energy body can go and jump to back to, and then the person will wake up in the middle of the night like, what? Head hurts, funny feeling. Well, that's why. I, I wonder if somebody's hearing this, and knows that they woke up unexpectedly at night and jumped up on the bed like this.
Hmm.
But that's because and there's a lot of people doing this. If you just do different stuff. You have some sort of healing center with big rocks like crystals, and you put like crystals on different parts of energy bodies on people, and you heal them. That's what you do. I do different stuff. My thing is always run, discover a new lab, figure out what they're doing, and stop them from doing it. Wake up those energy bodies, tell them disconnect from this. Look what they're doing, an experiment on you, and that will affect your physical body. So therefore, you have to run, and then they do. See, we're all doing different stuff.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, in my pendulum, I have my crystals inside. You guys can see, and here and here. Yeah. This- So I was trying to clean up the sound.
Come on, this stupid thing. It just keeps.
Do you have
Maybe we should
open
stop the
windows?
video and redo it. I mean, it's easier to publish small videos anyway. Let's call each
No, no,
other
I
back.
mean, no. Wait a second. Do you have an open window?
No, it's not from the window. It's
No, is
absolutely
there?
not. It's from the headphone. When I remove it, I don't hear it. don't hear it like this. Okay, Ephisia, let's stop the recording and
Okay.
then maybe.
No, it's working now. It's not a sound.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, because we are already 34 minutes and start again.
Oh my.
And you are
No,
in
no, we can
is
just
the
break it
right
into
path.
videos.
But yeah, now it's gone. I mean, I felt it was like a disturbance. This is definitely, guys, a disturbance, and it happen every time before I do a session to a client. Something happened to the computer. The connection is really poor, or the client can't really connect. Is all the time when and it may be 10 minutes before your computer is working perfectly, your laptop, yeah, your headphones, and then suddenly something happened. Every time, well, because when we use these words, remember, this is why you have some problems with YouTube, because YouTube is definitely he work for the system, you know,
Yeah.
and certainly words that are definitely in the algorithms that they detect. So when we say the word Antarctica, something, yeah, I think, yeah, you,
See, hear it again.
hmm yeah, we say Antarctica, yeah.
Do you mind splitting it up into two videos and
Okay, we're going to finish the first part, and then we're going to do the second part.
yeah, let's do something in
Okie
the
dokie.
astral in the meanwhile.